Carry on.
So according to our training, the last card was the future one. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I've had
the
that actually. Is it okay?
brother card. So yeah, it's so many things happened. So I don't know. I just need to figure it out which one is the one which will be according to our sessions. Yeah.
Well, give
So
us the biggest one anyway, because in Frido, I often find lots of things can happen because of it, not necessarily relating to your symbol, but it could be something else. So give us maybe the one of the biggest things that's happened to you in the last sort of 7 days.
yes. So according to the truth, because my word was truth, uh, I felt it that because we've done this like time traveling, so to say. Yes. So I feel that with um, the truth is it is just it is always here. The thing is if we can see it or not. So I could see my future and I've seen my past, and I can say that the truth for me, um, the truth for me means that I know actually what I want, what I know, and where I'm going. So that was some kind of like a big revelation that I feel constantly like in peace without fear, even, I think, because lots of things are going on here on the island at the moment with this COVID stuff, and people are really freaking out. But I feel really like a fish in the water, observing everything. And I know the truth. I believe I know the truth, what really is going on. I believe the truth, what is happening with me at the moment. And I see that it is going to the direction which I can find myself in peace in the future with that what I see, with that what I do, and I speak with people about, and I open more also, so I speak about this what is going on to people, and I had a very good like a feedback, so to say, and but it's still difficult as the Thai people here they are really straightforward with what the government is saying, and they are really afraid. Uh, so I need to be flexible, not to scare them somehow, because I see that they are really, especially I think women here, because they obviously they need to do what they are told somehow here. I don't really know a Thai woman who will say something against the authorities here. The men, yes, they are speaking, they are saying something, and I speak with them. And even if I speak with women, they are already, most of them are like vaccinated here. So even if they knew this is not really a good thing, they are Thai women and they need to do it. I mean, I've heard this twice, I think, lately about this. And yeah, so I'm really relaxed, I must say it. And somehow I was even thinking that maybe I'm even proud of myself that I'm seeing this everything, what is going on, that we are on the right page of the history. Because not for me, for you guys probably also, it's obvious what is going on here. And the truth is already there. We just need to embrace it. And if people will see us how we behave, how we react, maybe they will understand.
Cool.
Thank you.
That's very nice. I'm not sure if they were on our retreat last week. I'm not quite sure how they would react on our 3-day retreat. So that was cool. Thanks, Magic. Good stuff. And we did last week, for those who weren't here, we did future prediction, and it was the opposite to the past, regression. And we did a timeline, same as the past, but we went into the future, and we could feel what was in our future all the way through to the end of our lives and beyond. And then on our way back again, we planted seeds. On our way back to the present, we planted the seeds that we wanted to start growing in the future in an emotional kind of energetic state. So that was quite cool. Okay. And how about Kirsty? Let's come to Kirsty. How's your week last? Well, you didn't come for 2 weeks, but you came obviously to the retreat. So how's the last week been for you? And can you connect anything to any of your symbols you're working with, or anything else that you feel like is important to share?
The last one I can remember doing online was money. Remember, I had all the money, and that that created a bit of stress, I think, thinking about money too much. I ended up just putting my altar away. Get a bit stressed thinking about money, I realized. Since the retreat, well, I have my periods, so I've been very internal and kind of in hibernation mode. I noticed that on the retreat. I was in a quite internal sort of space. So but good, feeling peaceful today. Like just coming out of my hibernation a little bit is what I'm feeling. Tiffany's here.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Kirsty.
Hey.
And Nadine, anything what's been happening in the last week?
Last training, I worked on my neck again. Because there was the retreat and there was so much going on the last 2 weeks, I didn't pay too much attention, but actually I still had like pain in my neck, but I think it's just, with the whole situation with the people on the boat and then the retreat coming up. So I think it just now feels like a big relief, even if it was very nice retreat. And also I enjoyed the people on the boat, but it was also quite exhausting. So now it's a big relief, but regarding my neck, I think I just need to wait a few days and see what's going on. Just a bit too much. Tiffany just says, I'm driving, so can't have the audio on at the moment. Okay. Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, no worry, TT. We know you're with us, so that's cool. So what else? How about Harry? What's happening since the last week or so of your Fredo journey?
It's been intense. Just been going through a lot the past 2 weeks, processing things, what I want for myself, my future, other people. Which I think I expressed to you as well, but it's just been very deep and trying to figure things out, seeking guidance from the universe, trying to be my best, trying to figure out the best. But I did appreciate the retreat a lot. It took the pressure off. Weirdly, all that went on in that really took the pressure off just my own self-focus and made me realize we're all trying to figure out life and we're all struggling. Truthfully, we all come together in these events. We all struggle. So it's nice to know that you're not the only person. But yeah, since the retreat, I've tried new things. I've tried to be more positive, refreshing outlooks, just experiment, play the game like I do, see what works, what doesn't. I don't know. Feel like I'm in a good place now. But then life's a cycle. You go through ups and downs, and I'm ready for some more downs. I'm just sticking to my own stuff. So I'm excited with the book that's come out, for example, my own projects, my purpose. So yeah, I got a lot out of the retreat for sure. I was really thinking internally, so that was good. Yeah, thank everyone for being there and being awesome. So.
Okay, that's great, Harry. Thank you. So it's amazing, isn't it? Because when you were sharing that, like this week, how it sounded like it was like you were telling me what's happened over the last 6 months, and it was just over the last week. So isn't it amazing how much can happen just in a week? We can go through hell, and we can go on the high, and it can just, life can be so dramatically changeable sometimes, which I love. I always remember I used to watch that EastEnders years ago on telly, and I thought, what a load of rubbish. But then I learned a lot from it, because I was thinking, how can that person want to kill that person? And then the next day they're getting married, the same people. It was like, it was amazing. But then I learned from that. I thought, actually, you can do that in life. You can want to kill somebody in 1 minute, and then you want to make love to them the next minute. And life can just be like that. It's so changeable. And it can be so easy. We don't have to be stuck on anything. We can just change it, change our relationships, just simply, very simply.
If I just add to that, Gary, I had when I was going through my own shit, I was watching EastEnders from a completely different perspective and thinking, oh, this is the way I can get attention. And this is how people get attention, by creating drama. So I thought, oh, I'll copy that then. This is a great way to not be invisible, create attention, by creating all this EastEnders drama shit, which I manifested in my life at the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I got the wrong side of it, but yeah.
That's good though. That's good. Cool, man. So that was great. So it was a fantastic. So those of you who missed last week, it was future prediction. We went into the future. I would recommend you going and doing some of those journeys, because they're really powerful, because it's not only the past. See, a lot of therapists, some therapists go to the past. You know, counselors will often go back to the past. They'll talk about your problems that's happened, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. The only thing that's wrong with it, it's limited. You know, there's a limit to what you can gain from it. So it's like, once you've done the past, if there's not really much more to do, then you want to look at something else. And we looked at the future. And I don't know anyone who does future, like prediction, future regression, you know, traveling into the future and actually seeing what's there. Because the same as the past, the future can stop us, exactly the same as the past, because we're already in the future. Our thoughts are already there. Our feelings are already there. So they're actually influencing us from our future. So it doesn't matter, even if we've healed the past. Like, imagine someone's holding on to you from behind, like that's your past, and you can't move forward. And then you release your past, but you still can't move forward because something's in front of you holding you back. So it's like you need to do both, release the past and also the future, so that there's nothing pushing us back or pulling us back or whatever. So the future one's really cool. So definitely do those journeys. If you haven't done them, the future one, it's different. There's not many people I know that do. I've never been on a course that we really do that work, the future work. So today, so the retreat was amazing. So thank you again for everyone who's on this today, who's come. Tiffany, you missed. It would have been great. We were hoping Tiffany was going to come. Bob came, of course, which was great. Always a lovely pleasure when Bobsy comes. It was so funny. When you see the videos, you'll love it. That was really, really cool. I think it worked out really smooth. Apart from a couple of dramas, I think it was really quite cool. I thought it was powerful. I thought the workshops were really good. I felt like they worked out really well. The facilitators were really cool. You know, they worked really well with the Frido and their own work. And Kirsty, really appreciate what you did. I didn't quite see it, because me and Kirsty don't usually plan too much. We kind of just see what happens. And I didn't quite realize. I was thinking afterwards, did she connect Frido? Or because you didn't do your, I thought you were going to do more like walking therapy, like, you know, the body movement and talking about the feet. And I was thinking, I'm not really sure what she did. And then we did the funny circle at the stream. And then as I was reflecting on it, I remembered how you connected Frido into all of that. So that was really cool. I didn't connect it until later on. I was thinking, oh yeah, she actually connected the whole Frido symbol in with all of that. So that was really cool. I loved it. Really good. Around the stream, it was really good fun. I got some great videos of that. That's hilarious. Fantastic. Yeah, and Adina really, really loved it. She sent me a beautiful message the day off. She stayed for the day after, actually, but she had a really, really nice time. She's going through a really challenging time at the moment on so many levels, and she was very graceful how she held herself through the retreat. So it was really nice to have her there. So today we're going to work with this card today. So it's elements. So we've changed the family now. We're on to the third family. We've gone through the emotional family, which is the time travel. The emotions are all connected to time travel. The present, the past, and the future is all the time travel energy. And this one now we're going into the third family, the solar plexus family. So just spend a very quick time just sharing. So Magic, just share very briefly what you can see there.
So yeah, it's actually quite difficult for me to see it, and on your web page I couldn't access this card. I don't know why.
It doesn't matter, just anything that you
Maybe
feel.
there's okay, so let me see closer. Okay, so there's Frido, and he's holding whole apple, and on the right hand, which is quite obvious, and on the left hand, like a already eaten one. Still, he have his backpack with the symbols, and he's like presenting those two pieces, and I think it looks like I think I can interpret this like present and past, maybe. That he's ready for something, standing firm, and maybe waiting for revelation. I'm not sure, but it's definitely like he's in the moment.
Okay.
And because this is like a elements card, I assume that there are deeper symbology into that, and I like the colors. They are reminding me like a little bit on autumn, so it's still not really clear, and yes, I think that's it.
Okay, lovely, thank you. And Kirsty?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see. So there's a person standing, and they seem like they're holding different things. I don't know if it's an apple or a heart. They've got different aspects of themselves they're holding in the hands, and they're looking at something in front. Something's being revealed. It's like something big. Like they're looking maybe into the future. Number 3. Yeah, that's what I can see.
Okay, lovely, thank you. And Nadine, just add anything you want to that, all that?
Yeah, I see Frido holding an apple in one hand and an apple core in the other. So it looks like a scale, or like a, I don't know, balance, where you weigh up and you can choose which, like, how you see it. If you I think it's, for me, it's a bit about positive and negative, how you see things. Just something popped up that Michael is busy. I just saw this. yeah, Frido is looking at, it looks like a mountain, but it also looks like a big face. I see a little tree on the left-hand side. And yeah, I like the colors, like purpley green and the pink on the bottom. Yeah.
Okay, lovely. Thank you. And Harry.
Okay, I see a love heart. This person is holding a love heart on one side. He's on like a red bulb, like those bulbs but upside down. So he's on one of those. And I don't know if I'm not looking at it properly, but I see like a dome, like those, like the Eden Project, some kind of dome like that with a bit of sky, which might be real or not, and then the green, which might be real or not. It's like he's encased in a dome. Maybe I can't see it properly, but that's what I see. So yeah.
Cool, thank you. And Mina?
Yeah, for me as well, I saw that Frido is holding the apple and the apple core and standing on maybe on a hill, as a tree on the left side, and maybe facing is that a mountain maybe? That's all I can. And yeah, there's a puzzle on his back, and the color down again is different color, yellow triangle. That's all I can see.
Okay, that's
Thank you.
lovely. And the artist, Sharon, the way she painted it was the mountain, because it's all, a lot of it takes place on a mountain. So this is like a mountain that Frido's in. And you can't really see, unless you look very carefully at the mountain, if you can imagine this whole thing is a big head. It's like a person's head. Imagine that's a person's head. And that there is his ear, is the person's ear, just above my finger. That area there is like the ear. And this is the hair on the head. And this is like a face. And this is like an eye with an eyebrow. And it's looking this way. It's kind of looking, the head's looking that way. So the head's on the side looking at that. And that's maybe the nose here. So the idea was the mountain represents the creator. Some people might use the word God or something like this, but so the mountain represents God or the creator. And Frido is asking, it looks like he or she is asking questions to God, like, who am I? What's life all about? Who am I? What am I all about? What's my purpose? Why am I here? These kind of why questions. This is all about the why questions. And God represents like our mentor. It's like the universe is our mentor, because we can learn everything from everything in the universe, from a tree. You know, a tree represents, also God represents a tree, an animal, a flower, even a table, an object, a car. Everything is a symbol of the creator. That's what Frido says. So everything is actually like God, including ourselves. And everything is like, in a way, self-created. And everything is kind of God or the creator. So, but we're always asking questions to other parts, other elements. So when we say elements, an element is just another word for a part, an element of something, a part of something. An engine is made up of many elements, many parts. A process is made up of many parts or elements. Harry is made up of many parts. A personality is made up of more than one part. The universe is a tree is. So every single thing is made up of parts. Because if you took some of those parts away, they would no longer be what they are. You know, if you took your heart away, the part that's your heart, you would no longer be a human being. If you took a part of the tree away that makes it a tree, or an engine that makes it a whole engine, it wouldn't be that anymore. So in actual fact, the things that we see is only because they're made up of those particular parts, is what makes them what they are. So they're really important. And for example, with our body, You know, if we don't understand every part of our body that makes our body up, we won't be a whole body. We won't be able to really be a whole body, reaching our potential. The same as a car engine. If we don't know about the carburetor, or a car mechanic doesn't know about it, they can't look after it because they don't know they don't know about it. They're not aware of it. They might know something's there and they might know, you know, it's just there in the engine. But if they're not aware of what it is and what it does, they can't look after it. So therefore that engine's not going to work so well over time. So as we get older, I feel like, you know, we're like a car engine. Our different parts of us are neglected because we're not aware of every single part that makes us who we are, including not just our physical parts, but our personality, parts of our personality. You know, if we're not aware that we've got anger inside us, then that will create a problem for us in our life because it will become destructive because we're ignoring a part of ourselves that needs looking after. So this is all about looking at all the parts of things that make up the whole. Really important. So yeah, we'll read that one out later. And this could be, who am I? What am I doing here? This is also the solar plexus. So this also represents our personality and our brand. If you know that word, brand, a business has a brand. And if you think about a strong brand, like McDonald's, like Nike, like yoga, like martial arts or Kung Fu, like Mother Teresa, like Donald Trump, like Hitler, like Gandhi. They have strong brands, whether they're people or businesses. A tree has a strong brand. Why? An oak tree, for example, because you know it's an oak tree. It acts like an oak tree. It looks like an oak tree. You know, Donald Trump looks and acts like a whatever he looks and acts like. So, but it's very clear what that person is. McDonald's is McDonald's. You know, everyone knows what it is. There's no confusion. But when you go past businesses that haven't got a clear brand, you're not quite sure. You know, their logo isn't that clear. Their image, their design, their colors, you know, they're not quite clear exactly what they are. And people as well. Sometimes people, who are they? Are they strong? Are they weak? Are they giving? Are they takers? Are they greedy? You know, they're not always clear. So this is all about making ourselves a very clear brand, like who we are, how we act, what we do, how we think, how we look at life. All those things, if they're all very clear, we become very powerful, a very powerful person, just as a business becomes a powerful business. Any business with a powerful brand will do well, will be successful. Any person with a powerful brand will be, to some degree, successful. Everyone, you know, Mother Teresa, if she started talking business to you, you wouldn't know who the hell she was. You know, she wouldn't be able to do it well either, because that's not her. But if she tried to do business consultancy, she'd probably fail. But she found her brand, so she was successful. Donald Trump wouldn't make a very good saint. You know, he wouldn't be like Mother Teresa. So if he tried to be like that, it probably wouldn't work, this kind of thing. So this is really about identifying, you know, really our own personal brand here, and make sure we're in alignment with our brand. It's like, if you say one thing but do another thing, what does that make you look like? You know, if you tell your children one thing but do something else, you're going to look weak. No one's going to believe you or follow you, or things like this. So it's really important, like act yourself as you would like other people to act. Walk the talk. This is all about walking our talk as well, because we can all talk, but most of us don't walk our talk, or certainly not all of it. So it's really being conscious about what we're thinking, what we're saying is matching how we're acting. So we become a very powerful brand. So this is fantastic. And you can create your own brand, of course. You know, you don't have to be one or the other. You can create your brand, how you would like to be, and you can create that. Okay, I'm going to read the card out. So if you want to close your eyes for a couple of minutes, while you can just relax a little bit, I want you to, while your eyes are closed, have a think about the word you would choose for today's teaching journey. So have a think about the word that you, the symbol that you want to choose. It can be any symbol, doesn't matter. Some people say, does it need to be connected to the card? No, it doesn't, because the cards just take you on a journey to discover more about your symbol in its own way, in a different way. That's all. That's what the card is for. But you can choose any word related to anything, as long as you feel it's important to you for your own reason. Some people pick words just for fun to explore, and that can be cool as well, as long as you're consciously choosing one, you know, for your own reason. And then, and if you get stuck finding a word, sometimes just pick a random word. If you're really stuck on a word, just pick something random, because that can also be quite surprisingly powerful. And just close your eyes and just come into yourself. At the beginning of all the Frido sessions, we want to kind of gently lead into it. So that's why we look at the card first. We explore it a little bit. People's minds are quite busy when they come onto a journey. So by talking about the card, it satisfies their thinking while they're still thinking. And now we want to kind of just relax the mind for a few minutes or 5 minutes. And we're focusing now on the words and how that feels, your word. And just to relax your body. So I'll read the poem out today. The poem is designed just for a small meditation. It's very symbolic as well, the poem. So there's a lot of symbolism within the poem, but no one needs to know that, you know, it doesn't matter. It introduces people into the Frido journey, prepares them. So you can just relax your body and absorb the poem, The Journey of Frido. Something stirs from deep inside. It twists and turns 1,000 times. It pulls and stretches into shape. A figure shows and moves around. A hand supports it from below until it feels and begins to grow. Building blocks are put in place until the figure is nice and safe. The figure starts to create its own, from light and darkness, vibrating tone. Birth and death begin to rise. The figure splits to compromise. The figure then creates some space. Now life and death begin their race, until the space has found a way to stabilize and have its say. Space creates a home for all, the separation of large and small, of water, fire, earth and air, weight and lightness, cold and brightness, pain and sorrow, love and joy. Out of this space comes girl and boy. The figure has journeyed through time and space, feeling as though it has won the race, looking around only to find a universe of an amazing kind. The training's been tough. It's been testing and rough. The figure is ready. It's complete and steady. Back to the source, the figure must run. For now, the journey has just begun. So just absorb that energy. That's the story of Frido. That is the essence of the Frido journey, beginning at the source of the universe, when something's stirring and twisting and something's happening. That's like the Big Bang theory. Something's stirring inside, it's twisting and turning thousands and millions of times. And then slowly as some kind of figure starts to move around. And that's kind of the beginning of some creation. And then a hand supports it. This is kind of your own soul soul supporting your creation until you start to grow, feel, and begin to grow and start to build foundations for your creation so you're stable. You don't just disappear into nothingness again. You create stability with physical elements of your universe. And yeah, and then it's like the death, birth and death come into creation, because actually the physical reality is it works on birth and death. It's a continuous birthing and dying in the physical universe. So that's when birth and death come, and it's like the figure has to split to compromise. That's when the law of polarity creates itself. The law of polarity, life and death. And then the elements appear. So we're working on the elements now, and that's the space. Space is creating the elements. Before the universe, there's space, and space is like a container. Space is created so it can hold the universe. Without space, there's no universe. So space starts to create all the elements in the universe. The card we're working on now. All the archetypes, all the different parts of our personality is created within that space. And then it's like Frido gets to the end of the journey. Girl and boy then comes, human beings. Girl and boy is a female, masculine. We appear from this journey. We're here finally, this point where we are now. And then we realize, we think we've come to the end, we've done it. And it's like we look back and we look at the whole universe we've just created, where we've come from. Like we look back at creation, how we got here, and suddenly realize, wow, this is how we got here. And realize that actually that was part of our training, getting here to this point. And now we're stable to some degree. We're here, we're alive. And now it's kind of returning back to the source. But this time we're going back consciously. We're going back to study how creation works, how we created this in the first place. We're going to go back and learn. And that's what we're doing in Frido. We're going back through each symbol that we created. The mind, the body, the emotions, the soul, resistance, all these different things, birth and death. So we can then go all the way back and study how creation works. And then we can consciously create from a more conscious space, not by accident. So I'm going to read the card while you're in the state of relaxation. I'm going to read the elements card. So we have perfect guidance everywhere. When we ask the right questions and carefully observe with all our senses, we will receive the right answers. We need answers. What shall I do? How can I do it? Often it's not about seeking the right answer, but asking the right question. Everything has an answer for us, from a tree to a spider, the ocean, a superhero, a shopping bag, your neighbor. An element is part of something, like the brakes are part of a bicycle. Salt and pepper are elements of a meal. A tree is part of the earth. Our heart is part of our body, and our body is part of the universe. It's important to know the elements in your life in order to give them the attention they need to perform well. Imagine you have a car, all the parts are looked after, except the spark plugs. that stops the whole car working. Or that every part of your body works well apart from one nerve or one kidney. Any of these can affect your whole body in a negative way. Imagine what an orchestra would sound like if just one violin string was out of tune. So if an area of your life isn't working as well as you hope, it could be an element or two that needs attention. I received the perfect answer to my question. I received the perfect answer to my question. So this one, the solar plexus kind of symbol I use for this on this card, is all about how we look at the world, how we think, how we behave, our personality, archetypes, are all part of this card. You know, the victim, the controller, the abuser, the thief, the saint, the prostitute. These are all archetypes that belong with this card. It's all part of our personality as well, this card. You know, to find our brand, we need to understand our personality, how we think, feel, and behave, and become more aware of it. You know, why is it someone successful is more successful than someone who isn't? Right? Think about it. They're not always that they're more clever. It's not that they always have more help, but it's just sometimes the way they think differently, the way they look at something differently to other people. An inventor, you know, there's inventors. Why is it that that inventor invented that product? Because no one else is thinking the same way. They're thinking a little bit different. Or maybe there's another inventor, but he's not sure how to market the product, you know, where someone else is. Marketing's very easy to someone who knows how to market, because they know they're thinking differently. Someone who's good at yoga thinks differently to someone who isn't. They can see things in a different way. But we can train ourselves to look at things in different ways, that, and just by looking at something in a different way can suddenly miraculously change everything. It can be sometimes that simple. Like somebody can be very miserable in their life, and because of the way they're thinking, and not just thinking, but the way they're behaving as well. So it's thinking and behaving together. As you know, like if you're walking along a mountain and your body takes the wrong step, one step in the wrong direction, you kill yourself. You know, or one step somewhere and you fall into some nettles or fall down a hole. And it's the same as thinking. One different thought will take us can take us in a complete different direction. Suddenly it can make us really negative, or sometimes it can make something really positive. So it's a mixture of how we think and behave that determine, in many ways, on this card anyway, determines a lot of the result in our lives. So it's a very interesting card. So when you're ready, you can come back into the space and just take a breath, because we're going to be going now on to the actual exercises for the card. So what we would normally do is, again, you can do this online anyway, physically, but I'm going to show you. If you want to write it down, that's okay, you can do. So you can see what we've got here. So we've got this kind of little chart. So we've got elements on this side. This is the elements. And then the next column, we've got like a why. This is all about the why. This is the why card. Why did that happen? Why did they do that? Why did I do that? It's all the big whys that we have in our life about anything. It's like trying to understand why about everything. And that's really powerful, because actually, when we understand the why, this is amazing. This can break us free of so many things. It can open up doorways when we understand the why. Why is that person treating us like that? When we understand why, we'll never be trapped by it. We'll understand why. Therefore, we won't have a resistance. We won't have a problem. We'll actually be able to be very helpful if we know why. You know, why is that person being rude to us? Because maybe they've got cancer and we didn't know why. Think about that. How would that change your relationship with that person, or how you feel about that person being rude to you when you realize why they're being rude? Maybe they're being abused by their father or by their husband, and they're angry, and they're angry at you in the shop, and you don't know why. So you'll be pissed off, won't you? You think, well, they're disgusting people. They're angry. Why don't they get a life? But when you realize why, it's like, my God, that poor person, no wonder. You might even want to be happy to be there for them. Let them be angry to you because you don't mind, because you understand why they're being like that. They're not really not liking you. They just can't help themselves. It's a powerful. And imagine if you knew why you're here. Like, who knows why? Do you know why you're here? Do you know why you're here in this world? Do you know why you're here on this webinar? Do you know why you're living where you are? You know, if you want, the more clear we are about why, the more everything makes sense to us, and we can grow very quickly from this why question. Because also the why question in coaching, when we do coaching, and this is really important in Frido, the real art of coaching is to know the difference between open and closed questioning. This is the real secret. If you don't understand those two, you will not be able to coach anybody. It's very difficult. And this means when you're coaching anybody, including yourself, you can use open questioning, which is basically a question that like beginning with how, beginning with what, where, when. These basic beginning, if you ask any question beginning with why, not why, sorry, what, where, when, if, how, it will go to an open questioning. How are you finding this webinar? That's an open question. I'm not saying, do you like this webinar? That's a closed question because you have to answer yes or no. Do you like this webinar? Do you like that person? Do you like that food? Are you happy? These are all kind of closed questions. So you're kind of, the person's only got two choices, yes or no. Do you want to do this? Do you want to go there? If you open it with one of those other questions, how are you enjoying the webinar? You know, how are you enjoying your food? When do you want to meet up tonight? How do you want to do this? How do you want to make love? You know, those kind of questions make the person think about it. How do I want to do that then? Where do I want to meet up? What do I think of that person? So this is really important to distinguish. Sometimes I'll use closed questions for a purpose because I want a yes or no. If you want a yes or no, ask the closed question. Sometimes it can be quite powerful because it forces somebody to make a clearer decision. Like if somebody's indecisive, I might just say, do you want to leave your partner? Yes or no. It makes it a little bit clearer. So that's quite useful. But the why, the word why, I use very sparingly. That's the most dangerous word, the most dangerous question of all the questions, because what it does is it takes the person in to their feelings. Like, why are you making love like that? Why do you want to hurt me? Like, why do you want to go there? It gets people to really feel into themselves, like that why question. And a lot of people can't handle it, so they'll resist answering that question unless they feel very comfortable. But if they can answer it, it's a very powerful coaching, the why. But we're going to look at the why today, and we're going to go into the why like you've never gone into it before. We're going to go much deeper than the normal why question. So what we do is, where it says elements, that's what you're going to think of different elements to represent your symbol. So if your symbol is, what's your symbol? Mina, what's your symbol today?
You mean the words I picked today?
Yeah, when I say the symbol, I always mean the word that you're choosing.
Sorry, it's willpower.
willpower. So what you do is you think of something that represents willpower for you. It could be anything, an object, it could be a person, it could be any element, meaning anything, basically. And then what you would do is you would write them down here, the different elements that represent your word. So Harry, what have you, so Mina, give me one element that can represent your word, your symbol.
Will laziness go in that?
More like an object, something tangible, a person or an object, something which is like a physical part of the universe. It could be your bed.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, that's perfect, isn't it? Lazy bed. Bed is the symbol. So you put bed there. So everyone put an element of their own so they can explore this for themselves. Or they don't have to write it if they don't want. They can just go through it in their mind if they like prefer that. Because remember, all these journeys are online, so you can just do them as many times as you want anyway. I want you to kind of try and absorb what we're teaching today. So write one of your elements. So Harry, give me one element.
One element for my word is laptop.
And what's your symbol?
My word? Wait.
Yeah.
That is the symbol. Laptop, isn't it?
Oh, is that your main symbol for today? Okay.
It's not my word. No, it's my thing to describe the element. Sorry, to describe the word.
What's the word?
The word is empowered.
Okay, so empowered, I would say, is your symbol.
Okay.
It's a bit confusing when I say symbols in Freedo sometimes, because everything's a symbol, in fact, in Freedo, like everything. Every single thing that we're doing is a symbol. But I tend to kind of say work on your symbol, meaning the word you've chosen. Normally, if I say symbol, it's the word you've chosen.
Okay.
I keep on saying symbol rather than word, because I don't want to. A word is only a symbol. It's not all the symbols. You know, the people are symbols. Food is a symbol. A tree is a symbol. Because I use a word in Freedo to start. You know, because we're thoughtful beings. The word helps us kind of explore everything about it. So I happen to just use a word as the symbol that we explore. So anyway, there we go. So you've got laptop.
As an element of the symbol, yeah.
Of empowerment, yeah, of empowerment. Okay, that's cool. So what I want you to do, everyone, Harry included, is on the next, on the Y column, write down very quickly, just like with one or two words, why you either love or hate your symbol word, your element. So I'm getting confused now. So in Harry's case, his laptop, why, in the first Y column, why do you either love or hate your laptop? You might just love it, or you might just hate it, or you might have both. You might love and hate it. I don't know. But you write down either love or hate or both, just using a couple of words so you know what it means. Don't start writing whole long sentences. Just to capture why you hate or love it. I say love or hate. I mean, it doesn't have to be love. I'm extreme with those words, but it could be like or dislike. But we're going for the more strong feeling of dislike or like in it. Because those two feelings of liking or disliking motivate us. If we hate something, we go away from it usually. If we love something, we go towards it. So actually, this card is also about motivation. It's empowerment. In actual fact, Elements is the empowerment card in Freedo. It's the most empowerment card. Mother Teresa, she's fully empowered. Donald Trump, Hitler, whoever, anyone who's really successful or a business that's a strong brand is empowered. They've got full self-empowerment. You don't look at them and think, oh, they're a bit like they've got low self-esteem, or their business looks a bit kind of feeble. Whatever we like or dislike about McDonald's, you can't deny it's a strong, empowered brand. Nobody can deny that. They're super billionaire company. They are totally empowered. They don't care what you think. You know, they're totally empowered in themselves. So whether you hate or love something. Okay, so now we're going to go a bit further. So I'm going to check with Magic. What's your element? What's your symbol first? Your word.
So my word is love.
Love. And what's one of your elements?
Yeah, it's a shape of a heart and a woman.
Okay, and what is that?
Why?
What's the word? What word would you choose for that? The heart and the woman.
Yeah, love.
Okay, that's cool. And why do you love or hate?
Yeah, it's obvious. It's love, and it's
The elements. Why do you love or
the-
hate the elements you've chosen?
So I love it because it's a part of me which I see in others.
What, the heart or the woman?
The love.
No, but we're away from the love now. We're looking at the element.
Yeah, but this is like an element. It's this is the symbol which I actually see.
I understand that, but ignore the word love at the moment. We're just looking at the element. What do you love about the picture that you've drawn of that heart and the woman that you've drawn? What do you love about that?
Yeah, I will if I need to bring this into the feeling, this is some kind of part of myself, this heart and the symbol love, which I can't probably see in me, but I see this in others, and this gives me this feeling of loving.
Okay, so you can write something like that in your Y column. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, now let's go to the next Y column, Y number 2. I call that Y2. Y1, I call the first one. Y2 is the second one. And now, Kirsty, if you can run through that as well, starting with your word symbol and then going down to your element and then going down to Y1 first of all, and then I'm going to guide you on the Y2.
So my symbol is passion,
Mhm.
and the element I chose is dance. And why I love it is because I feel alive, and it's a way of expressing.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, now the Y2 column, Kirsty, is why do you love or hate the Y1? What you wrote in Y1. Now you're going to go deeper into the Y. So why do you love or hate what you put in Y1? And you write that in Y2. So you can do that now if you want. You can tell us.
I feel because when I feel that expressing is through my body. So why I love it is my mind absorbs into my body.
That's beautiful. Yes, lovely. You're going deeper into the why. It becomes more personal, more powerful. So, okay, that's lovely. And then we're going to go on to Mina. And we're going to go on to, so do your Y2 columns first of all. Make sure you've got that, the Y2. So the Y2 is what you love or hate about what you put in Y1. I know it's a little bit mindy, you know, going through it, explaining it.
So am I doing Y2?
So no, you've done your Y2, haven't you?
I did.
Yeah. So I want you to now think of the Y3 in a moment. Just to be, before you do that, run through. Tell me your symbol, and then your element, and your Y1 and Y2.
Okay, my symbol is willpower. My element is bed. Y1 is laziness. Y2 is
Wait. Do you love or hate laziness then? Is that the...
okay, I put both love and hate. Love
Okay.
is comfortable
Yeah.
and hate is lazy.
Okay, that's beautiful.
And then the Y2 for the love, the Y2 I have to do love and hate as well, which I did.
Yeah, if you want to. You don't have to do both, but you can, if you've got both, that's fine.
Yeah, for the why too, I did like it makes me comfortable and more relaxed. And why I hate it is the laziness stop me from doing anything. And the why tree for the love one I make, like it makes me relax and feel nice. And why I hate it is because I end up doing nothing.
Okay, so if you think about it now, just have a think. Your bed, which is your symbol, I forget your symbol now. It was
Willpower.
willpower. So for your willpower, you know how your willpower acts in your life. You can see from this example, because at the end of your willpower, when you've got it's quite interesting because your bed that you've chosen is what you love or you hate about willpower.
For my willpower, I think I hate it.
Okay, so what you've done there is you've chosen something you don't like. So you have a problem with your bed because your bed has been the enemy of your willpower.
Yeah.
Because you said you hate it. If you loved it, it wouldn't be your enemy. But so you've made that your enemy, your bed. But when you're looking at it a bit more deeply, you can see that it's both your friend and enemy, because what you love about your bed is it's comfortable. It makes you feel relaxed and nice, and it's lovely, right?
Yeah.
So that's the not lazy, but that's what your bed gives you. So when you're feeling lazy, that's the good thing about being lazy. You can laze around and you can feel relaxed and really nice.
Yeah.
Whereas what you hate about your bed was
it stopped me from doing anything. Then at the end of the day, I don't do anything.
Not doing anything. So suddenly your bed becomes your enemy. So there's a fight going on. You know, there's a fight in yourself. Like, are you tired? You know, do you need rest, or do you need to get on with things? And there's a fight going on there because a part of you wants to be lazy.
Yeah.
There's a part of you, an element of you that wants to be lazy. There's a lazy part of you that loves your bed. And there's a assertive part of you somewhere else. You know, your willpower, you know, there's a part of you that wants to do things that is the bed is the enemy. Being lazy is the enemy. And in fact, for your willpower, your bed is the enemy, because you can't do anything with your bed. You can't do anything apart from sleep and relax.
Yeah.
So your willpower is turned off.
Yeah.
So that's quite interesting to know that. But also, remember what I said about the car engine on your body. You need all the parts to be happy. So you need a part of you that's lazy to be happy. Now, if a part of your mind is fighting your laziness, you're going to make yourself more tired. You know, mentally, you'll get more tired because you're fighting it. You know, and also if you try and force yourself to do something, that will probably make you more tired and not do the job as well, because you're forcing yourself where in actual fact, you might actually need to be lazy. Your lazy part is saying, I want to be lazy because my body needs some rest and my brain needs some rest.
Yeah.
But the other part is saying, don't rest. You need to get on with work. You need to get up and earn money. So it is a bit of a fine line. But if you feel guilty about that, that would just make you more tired. Yeah. So you have to try and honor the different parts of yourself. You know, if your body or mind doesn't really need the rest, that's different. That's being lazy for no reason. That's different. But if you think, actually my mind does probably need a rest, maybe it does. It's our different parts of ourselves express themselves for a reason, always. So it's probably, even if you don't think it, your body or mind needs a rest in that time. So try to embrace it, or try to say to yourself, well, I need to get on with my work now, but later I'll have an early night, or I'm going to rest now and do this another day because I really need to prioritize myself, my body right now. Be in control. You see what I'm getting at? You're taking control of your life. You're not saying I've got to work because someone's telling me I have to. You're doing work in your time, when you want to and how you want to, right? You're empowered. You're the boss. So you can decide when to get up, when to go to bed. No one, it's your decision. And that's powerful, right? When you make your own decision, it's it's very empowering. Okay, so I want you to do another row and pick another element now. So start again and choose another element that can represent your symbol.
Food.
Yeah, but all of you. So pick another element and write it down under the first element in your column. And Tiffany might be on. Are you here, Tiffy, or are you?
I'm here. Hello, hello.
Hi, darling.
Hi, you okay?
Fantastic.
I heard everything in the car, but I was like, oh God, I think I've just about done the first one. But I
That's
can't
good.
find the template or anything. So I'm like, manically looking.
Doesn't matter. So what's your word? What's your symbol?
So if I've done this correctly, because I was just trying to get it all done when I come in, I've put down career.
Career, and your elements that you've chosen for career.
So I drew a cloud.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect. A cloud to represent
Yeah.
your career. And what do you love or hate about the cloud?
I love that it's exciting because lots of things are happening, but I not hate it, but it's a bit kind of nerve-wracking as well because it's all snowballing. So it's a bit kind of, you know.
Okay, yeah. You don't have to put love and hate. You can if
Okay.
you only if it, you know, if it's there.
Yeah.
But if it's more just strong love or strong hate, that's cool.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and the Y2. So why do you love what you put in Y1?
Because it's contentment. I feel utter contentment when
Yeah.
I'm, you know, on stage and whatnot.
So the Y1 was the love thing about Y1.
So in my first, I've put peace as my Y1.
Okay, so the cloud, peace.
Yeah.
And the Y2, peace. You love peace because
Because of the contentment you get.
the content, and then the Y3. Why do you love the contentment?
I've put just relaxation, that you know, and kind of like the knowing that you're on the right path is a very, when I'm most truly relaxed.
Okay, so if you think about your career, what you what you deeply love about your career, like why do you love your career ultimately, is because you feel that Y3, you know, that you feel all of it, but it's the Y3 that's the deepest.
Yeah. 100%.
And then you hate your, you know, the dislike about your career, about the cloud. The dislike about the cloud is Y1.
The dislike, so I just put nervousness.
So nervousness leading to Y2.
Which is scary.
Which is nervousness, which is why? Because it's scary.
Yeah.
And scary. Why scary? Because
everything's snowballing very quick. Like,
right.
I don't know how to.
It's going a bit, yeah.
It's almost out of control, which is lovely because every artist wants to be in that position, but it's also scary as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's fine being, well, yes, absolutely. And it's fine being, it's fine being out of control if it all ends well.
Well, quite.
Yeah, exactly. But you don't want to be in a rocket out of control and it doesn't end so well. So
yeah, it's a bit probably overwhelming would be the third one, because obviously you need to be in so many places at once. You need to do so many things at once, and
you can imagine. I guess you can imagine more than many people like Freddie Mercury or even Elton John when they were going through their career and it was just getting a bit crazy.
Yeah.
And Michael Jackson and all these people, like, fuck, you know, they've gone out of control. They've experienced that complete out of control.
Yeah.
Probably what they love is similar to you, maybe similar or something. But so you've got to get that balance right, because you want to be making sure you're on the right side of that energy.
Yeah, and I don't want the scales to tip where it's like,
yeah.
And I just want to keep enjoying it.
You don't want a car crash.
No, I don't want to shake my head. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's great. That's really good. So sometimes that is what stops us. What you've written down there can stop people.
Yeah.
Because they're not thinking about it consciously, but the love and the hate, or the love and the dislike about what they want to do, like their career, can often stop them because there's that scared of crashing.
Yeah.
right? There's the scare of crashing going on, but also what motivates them is the utter whatever you're getting. I forget what you put now. Peace and contentment.
Yeah, and
whatever you
relaxation.
wrote. Relaxation is like actually what motivates you. So this
Yeah.
is very much about what motivates us and what doesn't. What demotivates us, and also what can cause a car crash. If we know what we love and hate about our symbol, we can prevent having that car crash, and we can also prevent ourselves from not moving forward.
Yeah.
People don't move forward because they've got that the dislike is inside them, what they don't like, and that demotivates them. So that's cool. Okay, you got it. So if you want to do another row, you're welcome to.
Cool. Thank you.
So pick another element. Who have we got? Let's go to, who haven't I? Can't remember now. Oh, Nadine. Nadine, where's she gone? Have you got a new one?
Yeah, I made a few different.
Oh, show off. She had to add that in, didn't she? She's done 20.
25 actually.
So go on, let's give me one of those.
So my word is relaxation, my symbol.
Yeah.
And then my element is massage. And the why I love massage is because it feels good. My why 2 is I'm relaxed. And the why 3, it makes me happy.
Okay. And what have you learned from that?
I did one with a negative that was a bit more interesting. So from the first one, I didn't learn too much. I just know that it really, like if I have massage, or I also choose yoga as an element, or nature, I just, I mean, I know this already, that all these things I do for myself and going out in nature, it really helps me being relaxed and being balanced.
That's nice.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
It's nothing really new, but maybe I don't know. So should I do? I did one element which was couch, and then why I hate it is because it makes me lazy, and then the why 2 is I'm unmotivated or not motivated.
Yeah.
And the why 3 is I don't get things done.
Okay, and is there a love for the couch?
What again?
Is there any love for your couch?
Yeah, also. I mean, I can make it positive or negative. I just wanted to make one negative because the other ones like yoga, nature, bed, that's all positive. So.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. All right, so that's cool. So yeah, sometimes what it does is it just affirms to you, Nadine, how good yoga is for you, or exercise, or going into nature. And although you know that, of course, but sometimes just reminding yourself, actually, it's very important for you. Sometimes that's a good reminder, because sometimes we know it's good. Often we know what's good for us, but we don't often do it. So sometimes it's really good to remind ourselves. So when we've got it really in our body, that we really know why we want to go into nature, and we can connect that to our symbol, which was it relaxation?
Yes.
Yeah. So when you actually connect that to your relaxation, when you want to feel relaxed, it's very clear for you what you need to do. So instead of sitting on the couch, because in the past you might think, I just want to relax, so I'm going to sit on the couch. But in fact, that's not the best way to relax yourself, perhaps, because you've now made it very clear by doing yoga, going into nature. That's actually what you probably need. So this is
that's actually true. Yeah.
Yeah. So often when we're doing the why questions, it's really telling us what we need, and not necessarily what we want, but what we need. You want to sit on the couch, but you need to go for a walk in nature. So that's a big difference. And then what happens is, because you go and sit on the couch, it's not actually what you need, and it doesn't serve you. You don't feel empowered at the end of watching watching television and sitting on the couch. You just feel more lazy. You don't feel relaxed. You just feel more lazy, perhaps. There's nothing wrong with it, but you know, it depends. It just depends what you need in that moment. Sometimes sitting on the couch is what you need, but this exercise makes us more conscious of questioning why, and also giving us more focus on why we need to do something. If we don't have a symbol in that moment, we've got no direction. It depends what your symbol is. Like if you want to go to sleep, then your sofa might become a positive thing to do. That's what you need, or your bed. But if you want to be assertive or motivated, then you now realize, well, going to bed is not helping me. So why I want to go to bed doesn't make sense if I want to be motivated. So all this why questioning connected to our symbol at the time starts to make sense. If we don't match up our whys to our symbol, then we're all over the place. We don't know why we're doing it. Why am I watching telly when I want to be motivated? Why am I getting up when I want to relax? For somebody else, it might not be yoga or going into nature. It might be something else, but only they need to know that, what it is for them. So always make yourself those questions. Why am I going to the party? Why am I dancing? Why am I going to sleep? Why am I smoking weed? You know, keep on. Why am I drinking urine? You know, keep on asking yourself those questions. You know, those questions. Why related to what you're doing, and you'll get some really good answers. I'm doing it because. You might even find that I'm doing it. I don't know why I'm doing it. I actually don't know why I'm doing it. I don't know why I'm watching Netflix every night. You know, or things like this. But if I know why, it changes everything. If I know I'm watching Netflix because I just want to chill out and not think about work, suddenly I've got you know, it feels good. I realize I need it. But if I don't know why I'm doing it and I'm thinking, oh, I'm just watching Netflix all night long and I don't know why, it will maybe stress me out. So remember what I said about this is about having a clear brand, like why you're doing things. Why am I watching? Who am I? Why am I here? Why am I watching Netflix? These are all the why questions in life that we need. Why am I going to get that shopping? Why am I going to Morrison's at 6 o'clock tonight? You know, I'm not saying you've got to ask all those questions all the time, but what you'll find is when you start whying to everything will start making more sense to you. And it will make you feel it will give you much more power. Oh, you can't find it, Tiffany. It's okay now. Why are you messaging me that?
Oh no, I was messaging Mina. I was messaging Mina. She's like, oh, it's probably on there. I was like, fuck me, that's like a minefield. I was like, I've looked everywhere, I can't see shit. So fuck it.
Oh, the template. I'm not sure if Nadine, have you put the template on the website, Nadine?
No, I actually did it, but then I need to. It's a.
There you go then.
So no.
Now you know why.
Yeah. I was like, I'm sure it's not there, but I could definitely be missing it. Now we know.
Okay, so Nadine will put that on today.
Yeah, sorry, I was a bit with the retreat and all the stuff, was a bit busy, but I will do it as soon as I can.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, sorry. So there we go. Isn't that wonderful when you didn't know why? How stressful can that be when you don't know why something's happening, and then when you know why, it's like, oh, right, yeah, it's like amazing. And that's like in life. When we don't know something, it's like it's crazy. We're completely disempowered. We don't know what's going on. You know, why is my partner doing that? Or why are they thinking that? Or why do we think they're thinking that? It's like it's a minefield. Once we really know why, it's like amazing. It's just so brilliant and freeing. It's the power. You know, knowledge is power, right? We all know, we kind of know that knowledge is power. So like when we know everything with the reason why things are happening like that, we've got all the power. Like Tiffany won't waste any more energy looking for it, for example. What a waste of energy that would be when we don't know why something. So there we go. So, okay, then that's the mind exercise we've just completed. So now we go on to the body exercise. which is shaking. This is the shaking exercise. So just to play around, choose some object or person. So Kirsty and Harry, you could choose each other if you want to represent one of your elements. So Kirsty is what, Harry? What element are you going to choose her to be to represent your symbol?
So my symbol is empowered, and I'm choosing Kirsty to be.
Oh, so she's going to be one of your elements.
Oh, to be one of my elements. Okay.
Like I don't know, whatever it is. It could be her. If it
Yeah,
happens to
she
be
is.
her.
She is, because her dancing is very free.
Okay, so that's fine. So you can pick her as your element in that case. And Kirsty, what is Harry?
Dance.
He's-
I've only done one element.
What, dance?
Yeah. Or it could
Okay.
be something else.
He can be dance. No, that's whatever you want. Your dance is fine, whatever you want. Okay, so let's have a try. So what I want you to do, Kirsty, is start giving him a nice little shake.
Giving
your-
him a shake.
Yeah, well, he's not him anymore. He's your dance.
Shaking
your-
him.
Yeah, shake your dance.
Mm.
Harry's your dance, so you're just going to shake him. Shake your dance. You're shaking your dance symbol or your dance element, and that's it. Just randomly, fast or slow or gentle or crazy, big shakes or small shakes. And everyone else, just pick an object, any object that's nearby that can represent one of your elements. It sounds a bit silly, this, but it's just giving us the concept, so we can demonstrate how we're going to shake our element. And there's a reason why shaking is part of the elements card, because shaking is like, if you think about it, shaking is like vibrating. It's like shaking is actually vibration. So whether you're doing it big shaking or small or slow or fast, it's actually all vibration at different speeds and different lengths. People normally think vibration is just very short and fast. But in actual fact, if you do vibration very slow motion and very big, it becomes more like a rocking. So even rocking is a vibration, a very slow, long vibration, rather than a very short, quick one. So just start to get that concept. So you've got your element and you're giving it a shake, because also that makes it more alive. When something's not alive, it's got no life in it. It can't do it. Your dance can't do anything for you unless it's got vibration in it. And Harry, swap over, do it to Kirsty, whatever she's Kirsty. So shake Kirsty in different ways. Big, small, random. So this is just giving us a concept of shaking our elements. They're already vibrating anyway, but if we don't realize they're vibrating, if we don't feel they're vibrating, we won't be able to connect with them. They'll be dead. They're not alive. So we're connecting to this vibration and makes them alive. That's power. That vibration in Frido is probably the most powerful movement. In fact, it's just vibration, shaking. And it's quite good fun when we do it in a group. Obviously, we choose each other for the elements. That's quite good fun. I'm sure Kirsty and Harry are having a fantastic time.
Enjoy it.
Kirsty, shake your dance's head. Give it a good shake. Does your dance element need a good shake in the head?
Yes.
Does its head need shaking a lot?
Especially the head, yeah. This brain needs shaking up. Yeah.
That's it. That's nice. Okay. And so that's the concept. And then we do the ritual. So it's to get some life into our elements. And the ritual is it's also like a shaking or rocking kind of thing. So to begin with, just start to shake your own body. So just to get the feeling of shaking now. You first will do it to an object, and now you're doing it to yourself, so you can start to feel what that feels like. And you, again, you can shake slow, you can shake fast. You can make your shakes very like big movement shakes or very small ones. That's always the lovely thing about Frido, is you kind of make your own way of doing it up, as long as it's like this kind of shaking or rocking. Rocking is also a shaking of sorts. And vibrating is also a shaking. It's super fast. Super fast and small shaking would be vibrating, and super slow and big movements would be more rocking. That's why it feels so good. You know, we all know when we're rocking ourselves or in any different way, it feels so good. And in many ways, dance is a bit like rocking. It's like a shaking, because you're just shaking at different speeds in different angles. So it's a little bit similar, but maybe it's got a little bit more, maybe a little bit more kind of structure to it. It's normally going from one side to the other, or back and forward in some way. And it's creating movement. Vibration creates movement. That's why people who are into a lot of body work always move in their body, because their body really likes, you know, have movement. And people who are like, you know, like these lawyers or accountants, they hardly move their bodies. And very left brain, if you look at a lot of the Chinese culture, you know, a lot of them wear glasses, you know, because they're studying so much. And they walk without almost moving themselves or their hips or anything. It's quite interesting, but, you know, the body really does need that vibration. And even if you're not moving, it's just ultimately you can feel it. If you can feel your vibration in your body, then you're doing it. You don't have to physically even move if you can feel the vibration. It's like when someone uses a vibrator on you or a vibrating massager, you don't need to move, do you? You don't need to move anywhere. Your body's moving. Every cell in your body is vibrating. So you can do that. That's what we're training our bodies to do now. Without having to move even, we can just feel the vibration in our body. And it could be subtle or it could be strong. It doesn't matter. It could be very subtle even. As long as we're aware of the vibration that's happening in our body, we're creating energy. That's why we're cold, we move. If you can vibrate your body, you can generate warmth. That's why people who are very Vata energy or fast energy, fire, it creates the fire energy. And people who are very slow and still, they normally probably cold, you know, more kind of cold and sluggish. So that's really cool. If you want to be motivated, just do shaking and vibrating yourself and it can move you. I know Kirsty, when she's feeling a bit like sluggish and she goes for a dance, it speeds up her energy or gives her energy of some kind. This kind of thing, which is much better than eating maybe like food, because that's just going to use a lot of energy up digesting it, I guess. So now what you do is, if you now bring your object into play and choose an object, don't choose Kirsty now, choose an actual object. And now just give that a little shake. So you're bringing the exercise now, just bringing it with you, and then kind of do both. So you're kind of shaking everything together. Your elements shaking and you're shaking. It doesn't matter how. And then once you get into it, after a while, you can put your object down and you can just keep shaking, but feel your element. So whatever your element is. So Tiffany, what's your element?
Career.
So career, just feel yourself now. Now you've got the concept, that's your career. And now you're shaking, and now you can feel your shaking as career. You can become your career element. So you're actually your career that's now vibrating. See, how cool is that? Your career is vibrating. It's an actual body of vibration, of energy, all on its own. That's why it's so powerful, this, because we get our symbols and our elements to work for them, for us. We give them a body and we train them how to be alive all on their own, like as a being. They belong to you, but you're creating them as this being. You're giving them this life. They can do it all on their own. You don't have to be dragging them along, you know, on your back or trying to push them somewhere. You know, you're giving them life so they can actually come with you and they can go and do things that you want them to do. So Mina, I've forgotten, what element are you right now?
I was on the willpower.
So your element, one of your elements?
I did bed already, so then I put Nishan.
Okay. So yeah, you're just shaking as that.
Yeah.
And now, if you haven't done it already, now just switch your energy into your symbol now. While you're shaking, connect to your actual symbol if you haven't done already. So you're now going from the element now back to your original symbol now. Forget all the elements. They're good for, yeah, they're good for practicing with the elements because they're all parts of your main symbol. But once you've kind of worked with them and you've given them vibration, life, now you want to go back to your main symbol and just do that as your ritual.
Okay. Yeah.
So what you can do in future, if you just want to do this with your main symbols in future, just go straight there. Just shake as your main symbol, whatever you're working on. So if you want to attract money, Kirsty, just shake as money. Yeah, because also you can shake out that fear or that, you know, that discomfort that you've got, because your body's obviously connecting. There's some discomfort there. There's things you don't like about it, or maybe something like this. So by shaking it out, you can shake all that off, you know, so you're not stuck on that feeling of being, having some sort of resistance. So it can shake away that resistance. But also, Kirsty, knowing that, yeah, there's things you don't like about it. There's things you hate. I like to use the word hate, or hate is the best word to use. And love is the best word. Hate or love are the best words because they're extreme. So even if you don't feel like you hate, just use the word because it can take you to another level. Sometimes we do hate something, but we don't want to say it. We don't want to feel that we hate it because we've got a problem with that word. Or sometimes we don't want to say love for something, but if you try and practice with those words, they're really empowering. It's like, I hate money, and shake it, you know, work with that element that you hate. And then if you love it, work with that element that you love. So it's kind of balancing those two energies of love and hate together. Because remember, they're influencing you, those energies of love and hate, something. So either pulling you back or it's moving you forward. Yeah, that's it. It feels good. It's nice. Just vibrating your symbol. So Nadine, what's your symbol?
Relaxation.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? So vibrating your relaxation. So maybe like when I'm relaxing, like if you're going to bed and you want to relax, you don't need to shake your body like this. You could just feel, you could keep your body still and just feel the vibration within your body. That can work really well with something like relaxation. It sounds a bit weird, that one, but that's really nice because even relaxation is alive. It needs energy to relax. You know, it needs to be alive still and not dead. Otherwise, some people can have a sleep. They can be relaxed and don't feel any better after they're relaxed because they're not actually relaxed because their body's stiff. They're going to sleep, but their body's stiff. So they're not going to wake up feeling very good because they've actually slept not very relaxed. They might have turned their brain off, but their body wakes up all stiff. So it hasn't really relaxed that well, if you think about it, because the body still needs the vibration. If we try and keep it still, it creates a lot of tension. So we need to kind of allow it to be, you know, vibrating on its own, just feeling the blood vibrating, anything. If we're not used to it, we won't feel it. But that's why we exaggerate the shaking so we can sort of get to feel what it's like. And then gradually we start to feel it on a more subtle level. You know, when you just feel a really subtle energy, that's vibrating. It must be vibrating, otherwise you wouldn't be able to feel it at all. So even if you've got like a sense of some energy in the body, it must be moving. It's got to be vibrating to some level. But because we're not aware of that, we ignore it as not vibrating. And what about magic? Let's have a look at magic.
Yes, so I choose the second symbol, which is water. And so what is the question?
Yeah, so when you're shaking as
Yeah.
water, how does that feel?
Yeah, it feels for me like there's no resistance. I can just do whatever I want, but in the same time, like in a small motion, so I can't be really fast like outside water. And the water have their own his own force, so can push me also. I can dive into it. So if I need to use the why I love this kind of movement, it's giving me this feeling of clearing, of regenerating, calmness also. And when I need to think about hate, it's that can actually be very forceful, can push me down, can be even deadly. But the movement of this feeling is like without resistance, I can't really do anything. The water is so strong.
Mm. And that's nice, because when you said like you hate it if it controls you and forces you down, see, that's lovely. You see, if you don't experience that, it will always have control over you. That's why we like to look at the things we hate, because by learning about what we hate, we can then use their power. If you don't know if you try and avoid it or ignore it, you'll never have that power. You won't know how to use it, because we don't like usually our experience of it, like being pushed under. But once we kind of accept that we hate that, and then we work with that energy, like I hate it, you know, I'm being controlled, pushed down like that. We actually can start embodying that energy and then start taking more control of that energy. We can start to use it, should I say, in a different way. So you can then maybe use it to force somebody else down. Why not? If water can do that, you can do it. When you become your water, you can do that. And you might say to me, well, why would I do that, Gary? Well, you might not, but you can if you want to. If you feel it's a useful thing to do sometimes, like force someone to be quiet or force somebody to see what you're saying, use your water power to do that, then that's could be useful.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So the things you hate actually could be very useful if you knew how to use them. And you can only know how to use them when you start embodying them. So that's why it's so powerful to look at the things we hate and love and then do the shaking. And what was your main symbol? It was love.
Yeah, it was love. Yes.
Yeah. So you do the ritual with love, and now love is vibrating.
Mm-hmm.
It's shaking. It can be powerful for you. You can use love to get people to see the truth of what you're saying. So you can use the force of the vibration, or you can allow love to just flow like water. So love can become the one of the elements of love is water for you. So now you know part of love is water. Right now you know an element of love. Now think about it. You need to learn all the elements. Now you know one element of love, like you know one element of an engine. You know one element of your body. And that's amazing, isn't it? Look what you've learned just from one element. You now realize love is water. And now you know it, you can start playing with that element and using it. And therefore you're strengthening that part of love. You're strengthening your ability to use that part of love. And then when you list all your other elements, they're all the elements that make up your love. And when you start to master all those elements, you're mastering love more. So so if I go to Mina, give me two of your elements.
Yeah. Gary, I was thinking when we were doing the elements, like I feel like all the elements that I got, like there is love and hate as well. But I didn't find an element that there's only hate or only love.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, so
Yeah.
my symbol was willpower. My element, my second one was a phone, and will I go to the Y?
No, just give me another element.
Phone.
And another one?
Food.
Food. So phone and food are parts of your willpower.
Yes.
They're different parts of your willpower. They're parts that are giving you a problem that you hate.
Yes.
Because sometimes food can be, you hate that because it's actually not helping your willpower. If you're eating lots of McDonald's, that might not be helping your willpower. So that's a part of your willpower that's not helping. Or you might be eating food that's giving you a lot of energy, perhaps, and that's helping your willpower. If you're eating foods that's really that's helping you, then that's a good thing. If you love that, so that's great. So if you can understand what you love or hate about food and what you love and hate about your phone, you're suddenly becoming more masterful of your willpower, because when you realize what you hate about your phone, right? Think about it. The things you hate about your phone is because probably it's interfering with your willpower or what you want to do, what you actually want to do. Like you want to do work and you've been on the phone, and that ends up tiring you out and distracting you. So you hate your phone because of that, because it's destroying your willpower. And probably the radioactive or whatever is damaging your brain in some way, the phone energy. So maybe for different reasons. And then, but also you love your phone because you can talk to people like in business, and you can sell your products to them, and you can have a nice conversation that can motivate you. So it can help your willpower, especially like now you're speaking to us, and that's helping your willpower. So your phone and your food, you love and hate both of them because you know they can be really good and bad for your willpower. So by practicing shaking those elements, you start to release your attachment to any of them in many ways, and they start working for you. You start to get to know them. Frido's always about getting to embody your symbols, whether you like them or hate them. You know, it's about embodying them, because once you embody your symbols, whether you love or hate them, they become yours. They actually become yours then. You might hate fear, but once fear belongs to you, it's no longer an enemy. It's your best friend, only when it belongs to you. If it's not working for you, you're not embodying it. I would say in Frido, only when you've totally embodied something. People would say, I don't want to embody fear because whenever I get fear, it controls me. That's not embodying all of fear. That means you've embodied the negative of fear or the negative of food. When you have a bad result from embodying something, you've only embodied half of it. You haven't embodied the good side of it, the bit you love, because you don't recognize the part you love. So this exercise is also allowing us to kind of embody all the parts we love and hate about our symbols. So we can embody all of it. This kind of thing anyway. Okay, let's move on to Kirsty. So we're going to now kind of come to Kirsty. Will finish off with just share, Kirsty, something you feel like you kind of got from this journey, or what you liked or what you didn't like, or what you can connect to, and anything you kind of want to share that you might find a bit interesting for yourself.
Well, it's been helpful to see why I dance, like to go deeper into it, and then it feels like an inspiration to do more of it and to bring it more into the body, with the shaking as well.
Well, that's nice. Nice. And can you see? Oh, there's a bad interference here. What is it? Can you see the benefit of also shaking like the symbols or the elements that you hate?
What's the benefit of doing that? I missed that bit.
So I'm going to turn you on mute because I can't. How's that supposed to? Oh yeah, for some reason, when you're on live, Harry, it's a weird vibration coming through when I talk. So I've just turned you on mute at the moment. So yeah, so one of the benefits for me, so different things come to me. So it's a bit like if we've got hidden emotions, I would say that's normally not very beneficial if we hide our negative emotions, the ones we hate. If we're hiding anger or fear or depression, in Frido, I would say it's not good. It will become destructive when we try and suppress, you know, anything we don't like. We normally want to suppress something we don't like or hate. So it's the same reason I would say it's good to shake those same things that we don't like for the same reason, so they don't become suppressed. And because when they become suppressed, they just want to come out more. They just like get unhappy and they become destructive always. And they find ways to become destructive, you know, when we're suppressing something for so long. And I would even go to the extreme. It's a little bit extreme, but I would even say people like rapists or murderers or pedophiles, I feel they get to that point because they've suppressed those feelings. They've been told, like a priest suppresses the feelings of, oh, he mustn't be a pedophile. A priest, if you think about it, or they suppress sex, a priest does, and half of them turn out like perverts, or like because they've been trying to suppress it, and then it comes out like, what the fuck? There's so many priests who are pedophiles or this kind of thing because they've suppressed that kind of energy somehow in their life. So I always think by suppressing things, it's always going to come out bad news. So that's why the shaking of the things we hate is probably even better. Not better, but it's so good because you're not then building that pressure up. You're allowing it to express itself, you know, through the vibration, because ultimately everything in Frido is a vibration, you know, like, well, you know, the source of everything on a basic level is vibration. It's a physical thing, but it's a vibration. So emotion, anger is a vibration, depression, anything is a vibration. Everything we hate is also the same vibration, I would say. Well, not the same, but it's a vibration to the same things we love. It's a different kind of vibration. Yeah, so one might be like that and one might be like, you know, like that, or one might be like that and one might be like that. Maybe that's anger and that's kind of love. So it might be a different kind of vibration, but in its simplest form, they're both vibration. They're just vibrating in different ways. So the vibration just allows us to connect to that symbol that we hate or love. It's irrelevant. It really is irrelevant. Our mind has decided we don't like that, so we're going to suppress it. We're going to ignore it. We're not going to embody it, even to the extent of, oh, we mustn't embody those things because we'll become them. Law of attraction is wonderful, but it does go a bit against that idea of like, oh, I don't want to think about the bad stuff. I don't want to feel anger because then I'll be angry. Frido would say, if you want to feel angry, be angry, feel angry. And it's wonderful because it's got a good side to it and a bad side. But anyway, that's kind of why, Kirsty. There might be other reasons, I'm sure, but that's kind of one explanation. Does that make sense at all? Is there anything else you can take from that, or do you disagree or agree, or whatever you want to share from that?
Yeah, that's a good tip, actually. Embodying the uncomfortable. Is that like the best way, do you think? Shaking, I guess it's better than talking about it, or just to bring it into the body.
So that's a really good question. Like, for example, let me just feel into that a minute. Yeah, you can do it lots of ways. Embodiment, I mean, all the Frido cards are embodiment. For example, the one we did with Adina, and you've done it before, Kirsty, with Frido, is the body card, where we're creating a body posture or a body shape for our symbol. So if you want to create a body shape for that thing that you hate, that's embodying it also. So that's another way of embodying it. So I wouldn't say shaking's the best way. It's just another way. They're all different ways. So what we're learning in Frido is 25 different ways of embodiment. In fact, each card is a different way to embody our symbol, ultimately. Forget all the mind stuff that we're doing and all the writing and all the whys and the positives and the mind. Ultimately, this is all leading to the ultimate embodiment of our symbols. That's what all Frido cards and exercises and readings and rituals are leading us to. The rituals are the most, for me, they're the most powerful in Frido, the rituals, not the mind exercise and not even the body one, but the rituals that we do at the end. And they're all on the website, because the rituals go straight into the mind and body, embodying from the mind and body. So when we're doing the yoga embodiment, we're using a lot of the body, but our mind is also interactive, you know, it's part of it. And when we're doing the shaking, it's quite physical. But then we do the mantra in the brain card. We're doing the mantra where we're repeating the word, you know, fear, 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 in different ways. So we're learning to also embody it in our brain and our body. So both ways. So it's connecting the mind and the body together so we can totally embody. Because otherwise, people who think the body is the only body, I would say is wrong. Because, you know, the mind is a body. It has its own body. It's a being. If it didn't have a body, it wouldn't exist. It's made of elements, the mind. You know, the brain's made of different elements. Therefore, the brain is a body. A word is a body. And something physical is a body. So everything can be a body. You know, words or feelings or thoughts. So I try and think of it like that in a way. I think I said it to someone the other day. I said the mind is also a body, and the body has its own mind. So they're both the same. Like a tree is a body, and it's also a mind, and it's a brain, and it's a nervous system. So in Frido, that's the ultimate, to recognize that everything is everything. Everything is everything. An atom is everything. It's got everything in it. Every emotion. It's a whole universe. An atom. It's got every single ingredient of the entire universe. And therefore, if an atom is like that, so are we. So is our brain. So is our body. So is a water. A water has a body. Body of water. A body of air. It has a mind. Like, why did the water do that? It's got a mind. We might not think it has. And a tree also. So anyway, so yeah, the rituals are the ultimate in embodiment. So try and get this into your concept that good and bad, or hate and love, are just symbols. They're symbols that we live within, and they influence us. We're Frido. We're trying to understand them all, and we're trying to embody them, or we're trying to become more knowledgeable and masterful of the good and the bad, the plus and the minus. That's the polarity that we live in. And if anyone comes up to you, and I'm sure you've said it before, spiritual people say, yeah, but it's all oneness. Yeah, I get that, but it's rubbish. It's not true, because they're not living like that. It's a concept. It's not oneness. Of course it isn't. You're you, I'm me. There's two of us. So the idea of oneness is a weird one. There is oneness, but there's also separation. Until we realize separation exists, we'll never find the oneness. Like when I'm cutting hair, I'm using two hands. This hand's doing something different to this one. And when I get them to work together, they're not one, they're different. That's that one and that's that. They're doing different things, but they're doing the same thing. They're working together as one, I would say. So when we work, when we recognize everything working together as one body, then we see the oneness of how all the parts are working together. And maybe one day when we don't live in a world of separation anymore, we won't be here, right? We'll be somewhere else. We'll be in some oneness world with only one thing. You'll be me, I'll be you. And that'd be also interesting experience. All right, so we'll finish off, but so write your key learning down. So when you're coaching somebody on the learning, you probably know it by now. I always say keep it short as possible. I get some people who are very mindy, and they'll write a paragraph, you know, on the learning. Even though I say use just a sentence, they'll do a whole paragraph or a whole page. And that's kind of okay. It's nothing that's wrong with it, but you want to condense it, simplify it. Into just maybe, sometimes I say just use like 6 or 7 words, And that gives people a better idea of what I mean by just a short sentence. So when you're coaching someone, just say, just use like 6 or 7 words or something like this. Keep it as short as possible. But again, people who are stuck in their minds, you know, just want to write. They just want to think more. And then we turn that into the affirmation, don't we? Because ultimately, we want to get the affirmation from the learning. Because I guarantee if you have a sentence of more than 5 or 6 words, you won't remember it. Your brain won't retain it. So it's kind of a bit useless. You want to remember, you want to have something, the affirmation is designed to also remember and also be powerful and clear and simple. It's the simplicity. People who are very mindy struggle with having a 2-word or 3-word affirmation. They want to fit so many words in there, but they're not so powerful as a 2 or 3-word affirmation. So turn it into an affirmation. And remember, the purpose of the affirmation is to convince our mind, because when we start saying it, our mind now believes it, starts to believe it. So we're practicing actually mastering our mind with the affirmations. That's a really good tool for learning to master our thoughts and our mind, because our mind is super powerful. It's like super powerful. I'm not saying our brain so much, but more our mind. Our mind is much more superior than our brain. The brain is like just a computer, you know, hard drive, and it's like everything goes into it, and it's got a function, stores things, does things, you know, it's got a function. But it's the mind that's kind of doing much more. It's the mind is like the ingredients. And sometimes through my mind, I've healed myself in the past of different things. I've healed some physical things, big ones, in the past through my mind. So it's kind of come straight through to my body. So when they work together, it can work that way. Or sometimes working through your body can heal some of your mind in different ways. So that's quite cool. And then give yourself an action connected to your learning affirmation. So how can you demonstrate your learning affirmation? So with Frido, a lot of people say to me, especially in Thailand, when I go there, and I get a lot of international people coming, so the English isn't quite exactly the same. They find it fascinating that it's such an interesting journey, but they can't quite work it out what's happened. But they get to the end and they come up with this simple thing that for them, something really important. By going through this whole process, they find something through this process. Sometimes I get some psychologists saying to me, they want to really understand how it all works and why it works like that and And sometimes I just say, just experience it and then see. It doesn't always matter how something works as well. Like that, some people say it doesn't matter. Does it matter how it works? Do you need to really know? As long as it works, as long as you get a good result at the end of the day and it helps to change your life, then surely that's all we want to do. But other people kind of start to see how it works as well. And remember, the simplicity is so important. So you would rather coach somebody or have a journey yourself and just learn one thing, just one thing that is important, you know, that you can actually put into your life, and that's it. You've got a seed that has a foundation, rather than learning 100 things and not actually doing anything with them. You know, walking out of a workshop with loads of information and actually it hasn't bloody changed your life apart from you were inspired by it. So this, hopefully with Frido, you walk away with at least one thing. And that's the important thing, because once you've got one thing that works, other things work because of that. It comes off of those things. As long as one thing. So make your action. So for example, and give yourself a bit, I forgot to ask you again, I always forget on the training, the percentage at the beginning of the journey. So I don't know if you can go back to the beginning and give your original word symbol a percentage of where you were at the beginning of the journey connected to your word. I don't know if you can go back to that point now, but if you can, just give yourself a percentage and then and then give yourself one then now at the end of the journey to see if it feels different at all. And starting off with, let's say, Nadine, maybe Nadine, you can share anything you feel like is important about your journey today.
I can do it, but maybe because we are already a bit late, maybe somebody else who needs to.
Oh yeah, okay.
Leave because
Tiffany, you want to just share anything you want to share?
Yeah, well, because obviously I was listening to most of it in the car coming back from London. So I tried to do all of the bits as we were going through. I just really like bringing it into the body because I don't really do that very often. Just completely bringing it into the body so that you can feel the different energy vibrations around it, you know, your word, your symbol. Just felt different to me.
That's cool. Okay, great. Brilliant.
I'm
Okay.
going to have to shoot off if that's all right, because I'm supposed to be in another meeting 10
Yeah.
minutes ago. Is that
Everyone,
okay?
yeah, once everyone's finished, they can either stay or go before the end. So don't
Right.
worry about it. Yeah.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye.
Who wants to go? Who needs to go next?
I'll go next.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the why, but the good or the bad.
Why?
It's not always, yeah, the whys. You've got
Why?
to ask these why questions because everything we do in life technically is a why, but we don't always bring to conscious or even unconscious awareness why we're doing these things, whether they be right or wrong. So maybe more for me, more thought on why. Why am I doing things, good and bad? Because there is no bad, is it? The good, the bad sometimes have good in them, the good sometimes have bad. So, yeah, just why. I really like the idea of whys, asking whys.
Why? Okay, that's cool. Okay, thanks, Harry. And who else? Who wants to go next? Go on then, Magic.
So I went shortly back in time and was trying to figure out the percentage. My words were love and water, and because they eventually won now somehow. So it was like 60%, and now it's 90. And the last affirmation, which I just now created, is softly strong. Love is dropping towards my heart. And what I like or realize during this session is that embracing this negative side of the symbol gives you like a bigger perspective, and eventually at the end brings you peace and understanding. And sometimes it's difficult to find what you probably hate about something, but if you already have like a clear in your mind what you love about this, it's much easier to find the negative. And I found this quite interesting, particular to these symbols which I choose.
Okay. Cool. Okay, excellent. Thanks, Magic. Who wants to go next? Well, look, Mina's rushing to say something.
I thought you would say Mina next, so I'm coming running.
I love
Yeah.
your energy, Mina. You're so funny. Like, you've got a lovely, warm, kind of bubbly energy. And I think your accent as well. It must be your Mauritius kind of energy accent. It's quite quite joyful.
Yeah, for me and the journey today, for the why, I really liked it because especially you did Y1, Y2, Y3, because the more we go into the why, the more we find out and know why. And I would say for me, maybe sometime if we can go more, if we can even do Y4, Y5 until we find the answer. And I really liked it today. And I think the word I as well that I picked was the willpower. It did make me feel much better especially when we did the shaking ritual. and I did feel alive again. So, my affirmation is, I am ready. I don't know if it does much, but I know, like, I am ready. And anytime that I feel that my willpower is going down, I will try to find out, like you said, the elements and the why. And I will practice the shaking ritual as well, because after doing it today, I did feel like coming alive as well. Anyway, I wasn't feeling like lazy like earlier. I was shaking, making me feel alive. So that's the good things about it, especially when I'm on the bed. Bed is my main thing. Like, I love the bed. And I have to start shaking as in the morning, my leg, my feet and all. So I'll be able to get off the bed. And I started with 35%, then I came up to 45 because there's lots of work to put on. I know I can be lazy, but sometimes I am, but not all the time, especially school going to start now. So I have to get back to routine. Or I'm looking forward to do some study and all. So I have to have my willpower, because I need to, like, if I have assignments and all, I have to be up and ready to do it. I can't wait for the last minute, especially what comes on my way, like especially food. I have really a weakness, because now when we did the why, I understand that about the food, the problem I have, and the phone as well, and the telly, because I do remember I watched telly on Monday until 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I didn't sleep at all, and then I couldn't do anything. So that's, again, my willpower was all the way gone. And yes, be in control of my life, make my own decisions, what you said earlier. So that's for today. Yeah.
And that's cool. So a couple of things I got as well that may help you. I love my bed as well. I love it. Same. And I really wanted to do exercise in the morning, but I'm just too lazy to get out of bed. So I started doing it in bed. When I woke up, I started doing my stretching or my yoga or this kind of, or my shaking. And I do it in bed because I'm so lazy. I do it, and I love it. I love doing that in bed now. So I tend to wake up really quite early, like a lot earlier than I would do. Because when I thought I had to get out of bed, I don't want to wake up. So I just turn the alarm off and I try and stay in bed. But because I'm in bed, I'm not trying to get out. So I find as soon as I wake up, and I'm waking up earlier and earlier all the time, is I look forward to it, because I'm not I enjoy it, because I know it feels good while I'm doing it, but I'm also meeting the need of being in bed. Like, the lazy part of me is still there. So I'm not trying to get out of bed. So it's really cool. So I like to try and do things where I am. I don't need to go to a dance to do dancing. I can dance in bed. You know, I can dance watching television. So it's always good, right? That you can do all these rituals wherever you are. That's the design of the rituals. They're designed that you can do anywhere, because that's what you want to be doing. You want to be able to do them anywhere. Embody your symbol wherever you are, sitting on a train, in bed, at a dance, at a meeting, having a talk even. You know, you want to be able to embody your symbols wherever you are. So once we've trained in these rituals, they become part of us. You could be sitting listening to someone, but your body's vibrating, and you're also focusing on a symbol. The reason I say focus on a symbol sometimes is more for the mind, because the mind's so busy. It helps to control the mind and focus it on what your symbol at the time. Otherwise, you can imagine if your mind's going on to 20 different things at the same time, it's impossible to focus your energy on what you're trying to focus it on. So that's why I use a word. It helps the mind focus and stay in control. Like someone like Harry, who's got a very fast mind, the way to train his mind is a good way is to use one word and just repeat it, because you're training the mind. You say, no, don't go over there to that other word, stay on this word. So you're kind of training it to be on the words that you want it to be on, rather than be all over the place. So that can be very powerful as well. But you don't need the word. That's more for the mind control, and the body, and then also to connect the body into it. But some people don't need the word. You just need to feel the feeling of that, the meaning of the word, you know, the energy of the word. It can be just the energy that you're feeling. But sometimes it helps to choose a word, because it gives it it gives it a label, and it gives it kind of a focus. And we live in a world of words, because if we didn't have any words, it might be sometimes it's difficult to communicate with no words at all, sometimes. So it can be useful. Words can be a useful tool if we know how to use them. They can be useful. They're not the be all and end all, but you can make use of them. They exist. And for some people, it's to talk to someone, sometimes words are really good, and sometimes the body action is better. So it depends. They're all good, aren't they? All good. They're all tools that we can use to communicate. So that's nice. All right, Mina, nice one.
Thank you,
Kirst,
guys.
pleasure. And Kirst?
Yeah, it was useful. I'm feeling, like I said, I've been feeling a bit internal, so I want to reignite the passion. And yeah, I just thought it's funny that I missed that bit that you said about the shaking the negative. Maybe I haven't been embodying that so much. And I think often when I don't express or feel the anger, because I just, when I consciously try to connect to it, that's what gives me a lot more energy normally. So I'm feeling that would be a good action, tuning into anger and shaking that, just to get my energy flowing again, because I think it's quite linked to passion as well. Passion, anger, yeah. So that's my action. And yeah, to embody and express the positive and the negative.
That's nice. Oh, just gonna mute again. Yeah, that's nice, Kirst. Lovely. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. It's amazing, isn't it? Like when we start embracing that negative, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's just as beautiful as the positive, because it's just beautiful energy. Whatever it is, it's amazing. It's just basic energy, basic source energy we're experiencing. We're experiencing source energy expressing itself in many ways. There's anger, as depression, as joy, as stupidity, as annoying. You know, we're just, source is just expressing itself in all different ways. It's vibrating differently, of course, but it's just an expression. So isn't it crazy that many of us and many people are constantly trying to say, no, you know, we only want this source. We don't want that source, because that source we don't like, or we don't think it's any good. And we only want this. And it doesn't make any sense, because it's like the source trying to cut off itself. It's like you trying to cut an arm off of your own body. It's like, it doesn't work. In fact, you can see it doesn't work in society. When people are siding all the time with one thing or another thing, it creates resistance, because in my opinion, it's just not the truth to say that's only good or that's only bad, or that's I want and that I don't want. It's like we're creating some kind of resistance, and only because we don't think because we don't see it all. We don't recognize it all, the whole of the dark and the whole of the light. And it's beautiful. And on many levels, if we start feeling into the source of things, the spiritual energy of everything, then we start to kind of have a different experience of those things. They're just expressions. The same as your body feeling emotion, you know, anger or depression or sadness or joy or happiness or excitement or anxiety, they start to become just expressions through the sensations. They're just different sensations. Same as vibration, different vibrations. Right? So when we're feeling the energy of anger, it's only a sensation. Our mind has given it the problem by giving it some weird concept. Not that that's bad, because the bad thing is it's not seeing the other side of the concept. It's only seeing one side of it's making it bad or good, or indifferent, or just nothing, boring, like nothing. But in Frida, it would say, look for the love and the hate. Look for the positive and the negative in those things. That's how we'll see the real wholeness through the mind, by looking at the positive and negative. It's more mindy, but like our mind becomes then more free, as well as our body. So some people kind of make the mind their enemy, only because they don't see the power of it. But they do. I know Kirsty's in her body a lot, and I know in times she's been stressed in the mind, you know, with things in her life, like she gets mentally stressed because in many ways, I might be assuming that, well, I am assuming, but maybe it's because, you know, you want to get away from the mind. You know, it's more of an enemy. It's like, rather than using its power. So that can happen sometimes, and vice versa. You know, people think they can solve everything just through the mind, and they ignore their body. Their body's a being of intelligence. So very lovely. And Bob demonstrated, although we were falling asleep at the time, probably like you are now, Harry. But that was a good one with Bob when he did that thing about the mind and the body, the way the mind acts on the body. Anyway, there we go. Who have we got left? Are we done, or is Nadine? Nadine, what are you just waving? Are you doing?
Yeah.
You're still doing your shaking exercise.
You wanted me to be first. Now I'm last, but that's okay. I'm
Go
quick.
on then.
No, what I learned today was actually interesting because I choose relaxation, and then I had all this like actually positive words for me, like spa, massage, yoga, nature, bed, couch, and then I tried to find the positive and the negative, or what I love and hate, and I only found what I hate with the couch, which was then lazy, unmotivated, unsatisfied, and whatever. And then you said that it just shows me that the couch, even if I think, oh, I want to relax now, I want to go on the couch, but that this actually doesn't work for me, because it even makes me more unsatisfied, and even gives me more pain for my neck, because then I'm on the phone or whatever. So it's actually what I should do to relax is then going in nature or make yoga, which is sometimes I think, oh, I'm just too lazy, but yeah, I just do that in the future. And my learning was a bit similar to Harry's. Like I really like the why question, so I should ask myself and others like more these open questions. I really like that, and the why question. Yeah, so that's my affirmation. I ask questions.
That's lovely. Nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, that's good. So the next two, so this is the God kind of card, creator card of the physical universe. In Frido, this is not the ultimate kind of creator, it's the physical creator. In Frido, the word God is a symbol that it was created as a symbol of the physical universe. In Frido, something created God, because God is a label still, it's an idea, it's that we've given it a meaning. But if we go back further in Frido, we get to the source energy, which is like the ki, the chi, the prana, you know, this kind of energy, the nothing energy. So this came out of the nothing, in fact, in Frido. So this was kind of the creator of the symbol for the creator of this physical universe, all the elements, etc. And this God symbol has two children, which we're going to work on next, because it's the whole family. And the daughter is called Space, and she's the goddess. And the son is called Density, and he's the devil, the shadow. So they're brother and sister, goddess or angel, and the shadow or the devil energy, which is the more masculine, and then the more feminine kind of in Frido. And they're two halves of God. So God is both the goddess and the devil, if you like, you know, this kind of concept, or the light and the dark kind of energy. We'll be working with them next time. The space is next. That's next week. So she's quite nice. She's lovely. She's a beautiful energy. And there we go. I think that's it. Any questions, anyone? If you've got any, welcome. And if anyone needs to go, they can obviously just go whenever they want. But if they've got any questions, I'm still here for a few minutes. or we can just stare at each other and we can kiss each other.
Cheers, guys. It's been a pleasure. And Sandy's coming to pick me up in a bit. We're going to cinema, so that's going to be fun.
Oh, lovely.
Prasham with Sandy, he says, the singer.
What are you going to watch?
Hugo Jackman, I think, and they had Pizza Hut before. He's taking to Pizza Hut.
What's it called? Hugo Jackman?
A Hugo Jackman film, I don't even know.
Oh, Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. Yeah, sorry. Did I say
Oh, yeah. I can't remember. I saw a preview of it. I forget the name now. I did remember it.
Revenants or something.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, got to get ready for that. He said, I don't even know what time he's coming. Maybe the next half an hour. But yeah, this has been good.
That's
Appreciate it,
lovely.
guys. I learned a lot about the whys. I'm going to think about my whys. So yeah. Yeah.
Good luck.
Thanks, guys. Nice to see you.
Pleasure. Nice to see you too.
Nice to see you guys.
Yeah, we're cool. Bye.
See you soon, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Mina.
Bye. I can
Oh.
see Frido behind you there. Who Frido?
Can I say goodbye to who's there? Who's there?
Alan. Yeah.
Narlin. Hi, Narlin. Woo!
Hello.
Whoa.
How was the holiday, by the way?
Oh, we had a great time. Yeah, did you? Yeah. Yeah.
On the farm?
Yes, it's my landlord's farm. So
Amazing.
we went down for 6 days, 6 nights, and it was lovely. We had a lot of fun with the animals there, and
What-
all the animals had babies. I think because of spring, so we had lamb, the sheep there. We had piggies, cows, horse,
Wow.
camel. There's only one camel.
What was Narlin?
Camel.
What was Narlin's favourite animal?
I think the donkey.
The donkey. They're quite cool, aren't they?
And we had a summer camp.
They had a summer camp.
Oh, you had a summer camp. What was your favourite thing at the summer camp?
The boat pedaling.
Why? Why was the boat pedaling your favourite?
Because I liked the pedals and they were I thought there was only one pedal, but there was two.
2. Wow. And why did you love that there were 2 pedals?
Because I think we could go faster and I didn't know we can reverse.
Oh. And why do you love going faster?
Because it's fun.
Oh, that's nice. So there we go, Nina. You see, why is great to
Yeah.
explore,
To go deeper.
yeah, to go
And
deeper.
you know, Gary, when kids are small, everything that you tell them, they say why.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
used to say to them, stop whying me. Too many whys. But it's
Exactly,
not
but-
the way.
Exactly. But he enjoyed that questioning of why, because number one, it shows my interest,
Yeah,
and number two, he enjoys. You know, he wants to kind of share, and also for himself explore why he likes that so much. Gets him to think about it. Yeah, it's great.
And it is kind of like to keep saying the why. That's where we get our answers as well.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's where it's how you get to know somebody.
Yeah.
The best. So when children are asking why, they want to know you more. They actually want to know you more.
I know exactly. I remember he used to say to me, Mommy, there's a helicopter going up. And I said, yes. He said to me, why? And I said, why?
I didn't remember that.
And another good way of doing it to children, if they ask you why, like, why is a helicopter going up? You can say, well, why do you think? You know,
Oh, yes.
yeah, turn it around. You could say, well, I don't know why, but why do you think it's going up? And they'll come up with some good answers.
Oh, yes, that's true. Yeah.
It's very
The other
good.
one is sleeping anyway. She's
Oh.
waking up now.
Oh.
I say I can see, is that Frido behind you?
Behind me.
Yeah. Frido. Frido.
Oh, free dog. Yeah,
Free
he's
dog.
having a sleep. Look, hang on. Now, free dog. He was having
Yeah.
a sleep. Come on, free dog.
That's Free Dog. His name is Free Dog.
Free dog.
I have freedom. I'm a freedom dog.
Yeah, exactly. That's a freedom dog. Free dog.
Yeah.
See,
Hello, free dog.
he's actually he's a super dog.
Yeah.
Narlin, do you believe me?
Yes.
That's amazing. Look, he can fly. There he goes.
Can you fly back?
I
He's
think
sleeping
he's
now.
flown off. He's flown out the boat.
No.
Oh, lovely.
Went for a swim in the canal.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. It's nice to see you. Narlin, you're looking very well.
He's very happy. School starting on Wednesday, and he's going
Next
to be
Wednesday.
on Wednesday, and he's going to be in second class.
Well,
Oh, wow.
do you like school, Narlin, or not?
Yeah.
Oh, you're lucky. I
very
didn't.
good.
I hated school. I hated school. I wasn't very good at school. I never understood anything.
No.
But it's
Samia's
good.
going. Samia's starting school as well this year on
Oh,
Wednesday.
wow. I mean, it's nice if you've got some friends there or you enjoy the subjects, the learning. It's really good. And if you've got some good teachers, the teachers if they're bad teachers, it's terrible. But if they're good teachers, it's fantastic.
The
My-
school that he goes to, Gary, like his class, like the whole school has only 26 children. It's only 2 classrooms. So it's a very good school,
Wow,
and
But small.
it's small school.
that's very small.
And when Samia's going in the school, both of them will be in the same class, even though
Oh.
one will be junior infant, one will be
No, the same class.
yeah.
Wow.
What an unusual. I've never heard of this school like this.
Yeah, I know they say down the country they used to have school like that, but they don't have anymore. But here we have, so in one classroom has 4 tables. So one table will be junior infant, then second senior infant, then first class, second class.
Oh my God, that's crazy. So Narlin, you're going to have your sister in your class. What's that going to be like?
And maybe to play with me all the time, and maybe they can help me. Can you help me?
But in that classroom, everyone is brother and sister.
Oh, that's nice.
Some.
Most of them.
Hmm.
Yeah, Mom, and some.
Yeah.
That sounds nice. That, and you can look after your sister, can't you?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you'll be, I'll be here, and then you'll be maybe at the wall.
Okay. Okay. But it's still nice, isn't it? If she's scared, she can come and get you to look after her.
Yeah.
Or if
I
anyone's
think
mean,
you're saying the opposite, Gary, because she's the one who's going to look after you.
is she?
Yeah.
Well,
She'll make sure you have your lunch. She'll make sure you have all your drinks.
The
Make sure
main
you
thing, like, she'll make sure that nobody make him upset.
really.
Yes.
She's quite a protective.
Yes.
Yeah.
when you go play with Dahlia, it's like,
She is. Anyway, it was a great journey today, Gary.
Cool.
And yeah, I think I really like it. And only one thing I was thinking about the journey. You remember when you were saying like doing the ritual, the shaking ritual. So like when we do that with our elements, like if I'm in bed and I'm doing that ritual because I know what I like and I don't like. So when I do the shaking ritual, I just think of the willpower word, or I just think about the bed.
Okay. So you can do either. It doesn't matter. Normally, to make it simple, I just normally do the willpower, the main symbol,
Okay.
because you're shaking everything inside that symbol anyway. You know, all the elements are inside there. But if you want to explore the different elements, then you can pick an element and just do it with that.
Okay.
So it's up to you. But usually it's easy. Like if you're just thinking, oh, it's easy sometimes just to think of a symbol that you want to work with through the shaking. But if you want to go a bit deeper, yeah, just not deeper, but you know, a bit more detailed, you can pick an element within.
Okay.
So it's up to you, whatever you fancy. But when you
Because
do, yeah,
Yeah.
but when you do the whole symbol, you're shaking all of the elements anyway.
Okay, because I remember when there was one, like you said, like hold the elements and shake, but like can't shake a bed. I can maybe the top of it.
Oh, I see what you mean. No. No, that's just to give you a concept of
Okay.
your element shaking. That's all. It doesn't have to be a real bed, you know. But no, if I was you, I'd probably to keep it basic, just shake as your symbol. That's the ultimate. Just be your symbol and shake with your symbol. Willpower.
And I couldn't stop laughing when you said if someone put a vibrator.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't know what it means.
But that's cool. Yeah. But I'm also the massage vibrators as well, you know, the machine. So if you put it on your body, your whole body's vibrate. That's what you want to be feeling, because that's like, it feels good, right? You know, the vibration feels good in the body, everywhere in the body, not only there, but just like everywhere in the body. I know you filthy minds you girls have got.
You started.
But it does actually feel good everywhere on the body. Vibration, it's lovely, you know, on the shoulder, on the neck. It's like, wow, so nice. Relaxing. It does two things, doesn't it? It relaxes, but also it kind of stimulates the energy at the same time. It does two things, vibration. It stimulates and relaxes at the same time. That's why it's really cool to do in bed because it's relaxing and stimulating. It's really cool. You should do that whenever. It's a fantastic ritual, even when you're going to bed, or if you wake up in the night or whatever. Try it. And if you do that for 10 minutes or something like 10 minutes or 15, I guarantee, I think you'll get up. You'll suddenly have the energy.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to do it for about 10 minutes to really build the energy, especially if you've been sleeping all night. You know, when you've been sleeping the whole night, it takes time to wake up the body. So that's really cool. But at the same time, you know, appreciate your bed and enjoy the rest. Enjoy the resting as well. It's lovely to rest. You know, you've been through a lot in your life. You probably got a lot of rest to catch up on.
That's true.
Like a combination, you've got excitement to catch up on and life, and you've also got rest and healing, you know, a mixture of the two to catch up on. So try to appreciate everything for what it is. And if you watch TV, just explore what you love and hate about it. That's all, because when you won't have a problem with it then so much. And you know, if you kind of say, I love it, I love watching it, but I also hate it as well. There's two different feelings going on. But even when you're watching television and you think, oh, you know, I want to break away, do some of the rituals, because what happens then is you're not wasting, you're making use of the time. So you can still watch the television because, you know, maybe you're addicted a bit or different reasons. And also you're enjoying you know, some of you's enjoying it. So you can say, okay, I'll carry on watching it. It's fine, but I'll include doing a ritual while I'm watching it. You know, whether it's shaking, dancing, breathing, you know, the breath work. Any of the rituals you can just play with, then you don't feel bad because you think, I'm watching telly, but I'm also I'm working on myself. I honestly mean it. The rituals, if you did those every day and all the time, different times, you would see changes without doing any Frido journeys, because the rituals has it all in there. They're designed. Honestly, you don't have to think about it. They're just all there. And it's like the more you do them, the more you'll start to just track change. And
I found out that the breathing ritual works because I couldn't sleep last few days. And when I went to bed, I tried to do the ritual, the breathing, like the fast breathing and then the slow breathing. And then I just fell asleep. Like it does, like, you know, like, but we have to be consistent and keep doing it. Well,
yeah. And when I can't sleep or when I wake up in the night, I often do one of my rituals. I do my stretching or my breathing. And you know what? I actually love staying up as long as possible now. I enjoy it because I get back into bed and I'm enjoying the rituals so much. I'm happy to continue with them. I'm not trying to go to sleep. I want to continue. And then slowly I go to sleep at one point. There's always a point I go to sleep. But what I've recognized is doing the rituals is actually better for my body and mind than sleeping. My body's starting to recognize it. So I'm actually enjoying it more. I love waking up in the night now because I go into my rituals and I love it. I really enjoy it. I get so much more out of it and I feel better in the morning anyway. But yeah, so definitely, you know, Add
Yeah.
the rituals wherever you can. Add your rituals in when you can remember. When you're cooking, you can do a ritual. Just keep on doing it, because the rituals are the most powerful thing. Eventually, you don't have to think of the rituals. You know, it just happens naturally. Because, you know, you're breathing now, right? But you're not conscious of the breath work.
No, yeah.
And you're also vibrating now, but you're not conscious of it. And your body's actually stretching all the time, but we're not conscious of it. So we're training our body to be conscious of everything through the rituals. The rituals are just ways to train our body that we start doing it everything all the time, shaking, vibrating, you know, the breath work, all of it. It's fantastic. It really is amazing. Yeah,
Okay.
you'll see the changes. Yeah, get your kids to do some of the rituals as well, because they'll love it.
Yeah.
And it will really help them a lot. And at that age, get them to do it this age, because it'd be like they'll really take it on amazingly.
Yeah, it does. Like he was doing the shaking ritual as well, and he did like it. But yeah, I think when I do the ritual, I have to involve them as well. And normally when I listen to he was watching the YouTube, like, because you have it on the YouTube. So he does watch as well most of the time. So it's good, like, you know, because get to learn things as well. And
when
he's
he's
getting stronger, to be honest.
Yeah, and when he's watching a film or something, you could say, just do the breathing. Just remind him to do, or the shaking. While he's watching it, he can do the shaking.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Because you're not saying don't watch it. You're just saying do that while you're doing that.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
brilliant. Okay, my darling, nice to see you as
Thank
always.
you so much. And I'll talk to you again.
Will do.
Bye
Take
bye.
Mm,
Bye, Nadine.
see you soon.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Bye,
Bye,
Mina.
Narlin. See you soon.
Bye.
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 Bye, Nalin.
See ya.